once you're a recruiter, you cannot be anything else. It's all going back to the time that I was really suffering when I came to Dubai. Couldn't speak a word of English. I was literally out of cave. I have no clue what's going on. So I said, I'm going to stay, I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to build things. And then I got 8 times hitting #1 bestseller on Amazon. Everything that I do, it's like all go back to that experience. It's coming from there. And my intention was that even if I help one person,
It's worth it.
it's worth it.
Gladiators, welcome back. As you can see, the ones who are listening obviously can't see, but the ones who can see, I have an eye infection. And over the last week, I've been canceling my podcast left, right, and center. But today, the reason I haven't canceled this one because my guest is far more attractive than me, so you can look at her rather than me in this episode. Without further ado, I want to invite and welcome Pegah Gol. Pronounced correctly?
Yes, it is correct.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Welcome, Pegah.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Darius. I really
Honor.
appreciate that.
It's an honor. I couldn't cancel on us.
Oh,
Pegah, there's so much I know about you, and there's so much I don't know about you.
okay.
But the audience, as far as I'm concerned, worldwide, don't know much about you. So tell me a little about what you're doing right now. I know you're extremely popular, extremely well known, and you have a great reputation in Dubai.
Yes.
Okay. So I know you've written a book. Tell us about the book, and then we can go back and forth from there.
Yeah, sure. Just to the introduction, I'm wearing lots of different hats. First of all, as you mentioned, my name is Pegah Gol, and to make it very much relevant and short, I started my career 15 years ago in Dubai as a headhunter and recruiter in the recruitment agencies. And after a few years of like learning about the in and out of recruitment, I thought, there are people out in the world that they really don't know how to apply for a job. But I was in in the back scene. I know exactly what they want to see and all these things. So I thought it would be nice to have something, to as a legacy to keep it, to
You're too young to
to
think about legacies.
yeah, I look young.
No, you are.
I do
Not to
look
me.
young,
An
yeah.
old-age pensioner, you are.
Yeah, you do look young also, and
It's an Iranian heritage.
I know, yes, it
You
is.
don't have much else, but good skin is part of it.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. And I think, if I'm going further on explaining what I do, when I go back, um, and like connecting the dots, it's all going back to the time that I was really suffering when I came to Dubai. Couldn't speak a word of English. And I didn't know what's going on around the world. I was literally out of cave. I have no clue what's going on. And it took me like 8 months to secure my first job in Dubai. And I'm happy that I actually stayed, and I'm happy that I continued and do that, because Dubai is a place really to, if you have the vision, if you have the will, you're getting everywhere that you want to be there. You know what I mean? But I think in those moments, I really promised myself that I'm helping anyone that's looking for a job, because I was asking for help, but no one could help me. Not that they didn't want to help me, but they didn't know how to. But when I reached to that point after 12 years of recruitment, I felt like, you know what? I'm in a position. Now I know in and out of it. Now I know enough knowledge in the offline and online that to share with the world, for the people that they are in my situation that I was in 15 years ago. So yeah, that was the idea behind the book. And then yeah, and I felt like, you know what? It's not enough for me to just, because I become like country manager. I established 3 different desks in recruitment from the scratch. I built everything from the scratch. So I was like, you know what else? I'm gonna be like country manager, and then I become like the whole world manager or whatever, like CEO of the whole world for this, things. But the reputation was there, reputation, it's just like everything is repeating. So it was like, I'm looking for something more meaningful. So I started to go for the coaching and career coaching, job hunting coaching, and helping people to find a job with the things that I know. It's like more of a next step to my book, because the book is going to be available for everyone. Is do it yourself, but then when we do it one-to-one, is we do it together. So I started the coaching, and after that, I I started to helping also more of a C-levels, because at that levels they cannot apply with their CVs. They need to have their own, build their own personal persona, their personal brand. They need to actually tell the world who they are. They need to position themselves as a market thought leaders, and it's something that none of us will learn how to do it, at least by education. You know what I mean? It's something that you got it within you, and then you learn some tools. Obviously you are the marketing guru, you know that there are certain tools that it help also enhancing the.
But it's difficult when you're the product.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I can be a marketing guru for bottles of water or watches or whatever, but when it comes to me, it's totally different.
Absolutely. And I feel that with most of my clients, lots of things is hitting that, they have the knowledge, but they feel that they get like into imposter syndrome. They get to lots of things that, who am I to want to do that? Or they feel that, oh, because some people that they don't have knowledge, they put themselves out there, they're going to be the same as that. Those ones is so many like, it's not obstacle. I can say like they are like blockages, mindsets and things that's stopping them. But as soon as I make it easy for them and I share and I give them like, it's actually very fundamental work. You need to.
Do you mind if I come to that? Because
Sure.
we're jumping lots of things.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
I'll come to the branding one. I want a
Yeah.
whole section on that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So what brought you to Dubai 15 years ago?
Actually, my dad was here since 99. He got a cargo business, and so
Is he still with us?
yes, he is. Yes.
And is he still doing the same business? Because things have changed a lot since, right?
Yeah, lots of things has
Well,
changed. Yeah, but the thing is, he's not really. He's like retired now. It's like 70 something. Although he's still doing something here and there because he cannot sit at home doing nothing. But yeah,
he's in Dubai.
yes,
Do you live together? The
yes, we
family? Oh,
do.
that's the
Yes,
typical
yes,
Iranian family.
absolutely.
I think it's beautiful,
It
actually.
is. Yes, very
Um,
much.
I yeah, my experience because I've been married to English women,
Mhm.
and it's like when 18, the kid's ready to go.
I know.
I don't want them to go. Yeah, they can go whenever they want. So,
Exactly. No, I totally agree with
so
you.
you came here. You have siblings.
I do. Yes, two sisters. They're in Iran.
So your father's blessed with three girls.
Yes,
Okay, and
absolutely.
then you came here by yourself.
No, actually, I was the last one who came here. I got like this entrepreneurship mindset from even very young age. So I used to teach my classmates. So after classes, I was like, okay, how much the tutor is getting? Well, they were like this much. I was like, okay, half of it, give it to me. I'll do it for
So
you.
you're smart.
Um,
Yeah.
I kind of
Have you had your IQ tested and stuff
I
like that?
did, yeah. I
I,
was actually, like at the age of 10, we have like a kind of one set of exam,
Mhm.
which is the IQ exam. It's us all around the country. And I actually got the score to go there for that, like specific kids and all those things. So
So you are smart.
I don't know if, I mean, having a high IQ, it doesn't define you as a smart if you are not having the courage, the consistency,
Yeah.
all the things that is required. I know lots of people with a higher IQ, which they are smart, but maybe
Nothing with an
they are not as successful as they could be. You know what I mean? Because the rest of the things that is need to be there is not really there, or maybe they got into that they have it and they really didn't put that much of the hard work behind it, which is, I think they are all necessarily. And I know some people with maybe not that high IQ, but with hard work, with
ethics. They do.
work ethics, yeah, exactly. They get to, places. Although I'm not here to define anyone as a successful or
You don't
not.
have to justify.
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
This is actually pretty much a business podcast.
Yeah.
So we do judge people by money and success because business is all about money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it wasn't about money, you'd be a charity.
Yeah.
So I want to go again. Your dad was an entrepreneur. When you came here, why did you take that amount of risk or uncertainty? Because you could have worked for your dad, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't want to.
Yes, I didn't want to.
Why?
Okay, there are a few reasons for that. It's one of them is because I felt that I need that challenge. If I'm with my dad, maybe I'm not going to be as challenged as I wanted to.
It would have been
And
too easy.
yes, would have been. Although I helped my dad a lot because I came at a very maybe right at wrong time at the same time. Back then I was thinking it was wrong time because it was just the 2007 2008 financial crisis. Yeah, exactly, the collapse of the Lehman Brothers. And then I was like, okay, what to do? And at that moment my dad had lots of properties and all these things, investment, that it was like stops. And like later it picked up, but at that moment it was kind of crisis, really.
Yeah.
And I help him in that things, but again, the the market wasn't right, and the business wasn't like really moving. So I was helping him, but not something that I felt like it's going to bring me like I'm going to gain something out of it. I'm going to gain salary. And I really wanted to challenge myself, and I couldn't speak English. So I thought, if I stay with my dad, I'm not going to
There's no growth.
challenge to exactly to learn English. No.
When the recession came, as a daughter, what did you see? What did you observe in your dad? How did he cope with the stress?
The thing is, because our family was mostly like just a dad working. And honestly, my dad was very much against me working. In general, he was like, I'm the provider. Why you should do that? You should stay home. I mean, not stopping me for that, but it's just like recommending not to do. But I wanted to. And that's why even when I was still studying, I had my beauty salon there. In back in home. And because I said, okay, fine, you know what, I'm going to do something, in parallel. But I think since I came here and I started to helping my dad, although I didn't know many things, but I started to really quickly educating myself. I go to banks, I really started to negotiate things, and things that I had no clue,
Wow.
but I done it. And I think my dad started to really appreciating my.
Was he stressed? Was he crying? Was he hard? Was he not sharing how he was feeling with the family? Could you just feel
I
it?
could feel that he's very much stressed, but he
So he's a
doesn't want
man's
to.
man.
Absolutely. And he didn't want to really share with the family. But for me, it was very obvious. I mean, my sisters are not working, and my mom never worked in her life. So they decided to go back. And we had our like home and everything. It was there, like up and running. We didn't need to really staying here and going through the hardship. But I didn't. I said, I'm going to stay. I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to build things. And sometimes, right now when I'm looking back then, sometimes when you start things in the time that you think it's the wrong time or recession time, it's actually the best time to start, so especially as
You
an
say that.
entrepreneur.
Why do you say that?
Because, first of all, there are lots of competition will not be there. So because lots of companies that they're not surviving for whatever reason, they don't have a proper strategy, they don't really, they're not strong enough. So they will actually fade and somehow they will go. And then if you are strong enough and you have the resilience, then you can actually get your roots down.
Almost like a filtering process, right?
Absolutely.
The rubbish just go to waste.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good way of
Yes.
putting it. So you started at the deep end.
Yes.
You were trying to learn English, negotiate with the banks, keep
Yes.
the dad's business going,
And looking
and
for a
looking
job.
for a job.
Yes.
So why recruitment?
I mean, it wasn't really. That's what I'm saying. When I look back, I really think it was my destiny.
Luck.
No, destiny. I was destined to do it. And maybe because in those moments, I really promised myself to, I'm going to help everyone in that situation. Really, it was a strong, I even didn't remember it. Just recently, I was like, ah, all of it has happened because of that. So I really didn't choose that. It was a mix and match at the very beginning. So I was working as a promoter for Do, and out of the I think 54 promoters, they offered me after 1 month the promotion that we had to explain to people and all these things. So
Do was new then, weren't they? They were
yes,
giving out those gorgeous numbers and stuff like
yeah,
this. Yeah, I
yes,
remember.
yes, exactly. And I remember I was in their head office, but down,
Okay.
and helping the customers. And although I was a promoter, I was helping people. I didn't want anyone to like being there, not because it was lots of people. There were not enough staff at that moment, so I was really helping them. Although it wasn't my job, so there were few of the managers there observing me and noticed that, yeah, and they offered me a full-time job actually out of all those promoters that they've been there for a month only, and it was just a 1 month project. contract. I got a full-time job. And then during that time that I was in the sales and marketing, there was someone who just came for his like home business. And apparently he wanted to establish his recruitment business. And I could see him like for a week, he was observing me. And I started to feel really scared, honestly. I was like, what?
Stalking.
Yeah, exactly. But he was really observing me. And then he came and said, looking for a job. I was like, no. And then my colleague said, just go and let this finish, just go. And I really didn't take it seriously.
Wow.
But then
You said he worked from home, so he was self-employed?
no. He came to do for his home,
I see, but he had a established business
yeah, and they wanted to establish their recruitment
in
business
this region.
in this region. Yes, they were from the UK,
Okay.
and then
Can we share names or you can't? Can you share names?
yeah, I mean, yeah, his name was Chris.
No, the company name.
The company Mark Williams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
Mark Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
So I was the first employee in Mark Williams.
Okay,
actually.
cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So and
How was your English then?
that's the thing. By the time that I was working with Duo and all this negotiation, it was a bit better, but I think it was also helping me to get these British accents working with, people
English
from the
people,
UK.
yeah.
Exactly. So, and and I pick up languages very quickly. So
How many do you speak?
4, and the 5th one is just the basic.
What's are they?
Obviously Farsi, English, and Turkish. Arabic is like 70%.
Oh, you learned here.
Yes.
You are smart.
Yes, and French just basic, very basic.
Picking up.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. So
Once those neurons connect,
I know.
yeah. What's the disconnect? Like me, that's it. You're done. But when they connect, and you can learn more languages, right?
Yeah, and I feel that it's like a very much how can I say? It's an exercise for the brain. I love that because I think in general for body exercise I'm not strong enough. I do like yoga and all these things, but for brain I do lots of exercises. Like even if I'm in bed, I try to do lots of brain exercises.
Yeah.
As soon as I wake up, also I do that.
You meditate?
I do every day, at least 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You go to the gym?
I do, but not really for like something very hard work.
Why?
It's a bit
I
difficult.
know you're small. You're tiny. Well, that's not the reason that you can still lift it.
No, yeah. I mean, my heart is a bit. It's not a huge problem, but I have to really avoid something like too much of a.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I think it's broken.
I've had 2 heart attacks. It's coming as bad as mine.
Yeah. So
Do you have a heart issue?
it's not an issue. It's like more of a arrhythmic and these things. So
Like missing
better.
beats and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know I'm going to in December? I'm going to go to Panama to have stem cell
Nice.
on my heart.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll share you some details with it because
Please.
it's incredible.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, to fix a broken heart.
Exactly.
So, what was the office like? Because you're on your own, no customers, just the name.
We call it shoebox, actually.
Yeah,
It was a
so
very small office,
did you
and
feel stress? Was there pressure? Did they pay you a basic salary?
it was a basic salary plus commission. And honestly, I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
Chris was hands-on. He was working, teaching.
Yes, he was teaching me to become a proper 360 recruiter. And I was just following. Honestly, their strategy was like bringing someone who is fresh.
Teach them everything.
Exactly. Mold them to their role.
So why do you think he chose you?
I asked him a few times. I mean, as I said, he really observed me and he said, like, I could see that you're really good in dealing with people.
Yeah.
Recruitment is a people business, very much. Our product is people. We sell people. I mean, obviously we sell their profile, but you need to. And it's much more difficult and advanced than just selling this product. If I'm selling you this bottle of water, the bottle of water
It's as it is, right?
doesn't have brain.
Yes.
Doesn't have emotion. Doesn't have wife, husband. You know what I mean? These are
It's reliable.
These are all effective because when you do that with the human, and I'm representing someone, for example, for a certain role, there are lots of other things that you need to consider. So you become much more aware of certain things that is going to affect their decision. And the the basic things that is going to be much easier is like that they are not the interview like person to person is not going to go well, and that's the best part, honestly. Sometimes everyone loves him, they love
What they do.
her, or like things are going really well, and then suddenly like I had a situation that the job was based in Dubai, and then sorry, the person was based in Dubai, the job was based in Abu Dhabi, the pay rise was really good, and then it reached to the offer stage, and because he didn't cover with his wife said, I don't want to go. I stayed in hotel. I stayed in Dubai. I have my friends here, my family here. How could you want me to go there? And the whole thing just went off. And because we didn't cover that, it was very much learning curve as well.
Where
So
was your biggest disappointment? Because first of all, did you sign up companies as well as?
yes,
So you had to go and sell
both
that.
side, yes.
So when somebody says, "Oh my God, you charge 15% of an annual salary or something like this," okay, how do you overcome those
Yeah.
objections?
I
'Cause
mean,
I can put an ad in the paper and I'll get these people. Why should I pay you 15%? True? Is that
yeah,
people say that?
definitely. Those are the objections,
Yeah.
yes. And we hear it. And, but they are paying still agencies. And because we know that you put on the paper, you get people that are actively looking for a job. Like something that actually recruitment agencies they find people that they're not actively looking for a job. They're not in the market.
They're not jumping.
Not at all. They are happy with where they are, and they are like we are finding them. And also like the 15% of the 15% is just very much normal. One of the things that we were offering was like emiratization, finding Emiratis, because they are like rare commodities and high demand. And for that, definitely it was something that companies they were willing to
Valued it. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So how did you? Because I've dealt with recruitment companies, and after a while, I'm not saying your company. I'm thinking, why the hell did I use them? Because they only got their CVs and sent them to me.
Oh no,
Right?
it's not really like that. I mean, if it's a good honestly, I've seen some of the companies that they do that,
Yes.
which I really don't feel that I have any respect to them because they're not really recruitment agencies. But what we were doing, it was very thorough way of finding it. And honestly, I came up with so much of also creative way of finding candidates, finding leads, finding clients, like it is very creative world. And yeah, some people, they just do find the candidates and that's it. But for us, it was like finding candidates, spending time with them on the phone. It was 40 calls per day, the the KPIs. 40 calls per day, 2 candidates meeting per day, which is 10 per week, 5 clients meeting per week for me, because I was doing the both side. I was 360. And on the phone, you need to gain some kind of
knowledge, information.
On the phone wasn't really about information. It was just a very basic knowledge of the candidates and how they come across, how they answer the phone, how they are like either they're friendly or not. These are all very effective of like leading us to see if we want to meet them or not.
These people, most of them didn't want, they're not looking, right? Do you think sometimes you phone them up and they think, oh my God, it's the company testing me to see if I'm loyal?
Not really.
They were quite open to talking.
In general, I don't think that the companies are doing that, because if they want to see if they're loyal, I think there are other things, and it's not only the employee's responsibility to stay loyal. It's a company responsibility to keep them loyal,
Sure.
to make sure that they are feeling comfortable to stay
They
there.
want to stay.
Yeah, so it's not really. I never heard something like that. So, but it's good that you come up with this.
My warped sense of.
I know.
My IQ is not as high as yours. No, we're not.
No, but actually,
I'm just joking.
it is a possibility,
Now people think is the company testing me. So your work didn't stop because you can only meet and talk to people outside work hours, right?
Yes.
So during the day, you were dealing business. Evenings, you're talking to candidates.
Yes.
24/7.
I was working 14 hours a day for 7 years in a row in that company.
Did you make shitloads of money?
I did.
You become rich.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard work and it pays well.
Do you manage people after 7 years?
Yes, of course. I
What happened
started
to
at
your
me.
shoebox?
Oh, well, we grow.
Tell me.
Actually, I remember that when we were still in that shoebox, and we were like, I think four of us, including Chris. So I remember we were driving to clients' visits because I was going with him to understand how does it work, and after that, I was doing it on my own. So and I saw this Business Central Towers, the twin towers in
Yes.
the Media City. They're quite prestigious, and I said, we're gonna have an office there. Literally, when we were still in that shoebox. And he looked at me and he smiled, like in a very kind of sarcastic way. Well, okay, whatever. We passed. We had it after a few years. We moved to that office.
So they're still trading or have they gone back? Are they still in business?
Yeah,
They are.
they are, yes.
So what's the size of the company? What was it when you left? What is it now?
When I left, I think we were like something around 30.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you're pinching yourself, right?
Yes. And I was managing lots of people as well. I was managing the team of the financial services, all the banking. I was working with 27 banks in the UAE. So
You miss it?
I'm still, once you're a recruiter, you cannot be anything else. Anything that I do is around that. I'm still in touch with most of my clients. They're like, come back. And you know that the company that I recently invest in and joined, the AI recruitment platform, it was just for me to like really finding that, oh my God, this is the missing link that I was looking for. And now it's the way that me, again, going back to my clients, because the client's relationship was something that I was really enjoying.
Solid.
Yeah.
It was strong.
Absolutely. I'm still in touch with them, going out for dinner, for lunch. We meet each other. We are still, like exchanging some text and all this, so it is I'm I really think that this was the best career I could have get.
Yeah.
And I didn't know even what is recruitment because back in home we didn't have
Big
that.
request. You were actually a headhunter, right? Because,
Yes, not internal
Recruiters, yeah.
recruitment. We were helping recruiters to recruit the internal recruiters, but we were like external recruiters.
Has it become more competitive now? There's more players in the
is.
marketplace. Is it
Yes.
tougher?
Yes, it is. And the thing is, there are much more opportunities than actually providers, and it's amazing because the market picking up and lots of things that not in the area also that I was doing, but definitely technology is something that is like really growing. We know that everything is just going massively towards the technology
We're
change.
going to talk about that.
Yes.
Let's not talk about your book, bestseller.
Yes.
How did you come up with the idea? How did you promote it? Is it still selling?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us.
Yes.
I'd love to know. Maybe you got budding authors want to hear how you did it.
Yes, sure,
Me
definitely.
included.
Definitely. I mean, I wish I was bringing it. The thing is, I just changed my car. My car is in the garage, and because I had a small accident, and now I have the rented car. Yeah, everything is okay. But my book was inside that car. You know what I mean? And I wish I was bringing it. But anyways, I'm gonna pose with it and take a picture and send it to you. So
I'm going to have a copy. What do you
yeah,
think?
definitely, I will sign it for you. It's called The Formula, and I came up with the idea and I started to write it down. And the whole idea also of the book, I'm not going to take so much of the time, but it was that me realizing that at certain point I do the same, just applying for a job, waiting for when I actually left Mark Williams, I took a year off because I was burned out. And I had some health issues. So I just got
Is this the heart again?
No. It was chronic.
Are you okay?
I am. It was very early stage, so I was very lucky to diagnose very early stage, So, and so I just got to what is that called? The idea of writing it, and I wrote it during those time. Actually, I could have done it very fast, but I lost my momentum because I lost my mom and I went through a divorce.
Oh, sorry.
So it's just like every time I was going back to it, it's just like something happened, And but anyways, I managed to do that. And
Hang on a second. You went through a divorce. So all along you were married. You got married. You came here on your own. You were single.
Yes.
And then you met someone.
Yes.
And you got divorced within this
very short
Mark Williams time. Yeah.
No, Mark Williams actually. When I left Mark Williams, I was getting married.
Okay.
Yes. So
Iranian.
Yes.
Oh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, or what's your experience? Doesn't really matter.
No, really, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think in that moment I did a very wise decision, and
To part.
no, even to say yes, you know, I never regret that. And if sometimes if people are parting, it doesn't mean that any of them are bad or whatever, you know. It's just like,
Doesn't fit, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly. And sometimes people are growing
So how long
different.
before you said yes, and how long before you realized it wasn't going to work?
Oh yeah, I said yes quite fast because he actually proposed me after a month of dating.
Okay.
And then I said no. And then he again did that after 3 months. And then he again did that after 6 months. Then I said yes. And I think it was quite fast to say yes. But anyways, I would have done it again if I would have go back there. Because back
At
then,
that time,
at that time, it was the decision that I felt right for it. And I never regret that. It was a good experience anyways. And then we got to the point that we felt, you know, it's not really
how long were you
working.
married for?
4 years,
Okay, no kids.
no kids. Yes.
And what was it that you liked about him in the first place? Was it
Very
because
caring,
very
caring.
Mhm.
Yes.
not particularly business or anything like this, but you connected on the heart level, on the emotions?
Yes. And he was doing all right in business. But then after we got married, after 6 months, his business suddenly started booming,
Mm.
like massively. I mean, completely different than it was. And yeah, and
You saw a change.
yes. Anyways,
Still in touch?
no,
Right.
he's not even based here, so
Okay. You moved on.
yeah. And yeah, as I said, I just take it quite but in that moment when you are actually in it, you feel like, okay, you know what, how I can deal with all of this while I'm literally still in the depression of my losing my mom and all this. But anyways, I think the book
It was mom's same issues that you've had. Is it like hereditary issues?
Mm,
No, something
mm,
different.
mm. But you know what? She was like, sorry, the whole thing, the whole time going through all of these, actually, the book was something I
See,
caring. Yes, exactly. And it was something that I was really wanted to do. And I try to just focus on that instead of doing anything else.
you go to a publisher? Do you go to a ghostwriter? Do you what?
And yeah, actually, I started with a company that they're actually teaching you how to write. It's I can mention the name.
Sure.
Yeah, it's called Passionpreneur
Yeah, I
Publishing.
know, I know.
You know them.
Yeah.
And
Mustafa.
yes, Mustafa, yes. And I was the first batch with Mustafa, actually.
I had an interesting experience with Mustafa. I gave him a large amount of money,
Okay.
and the experience wasn't very good.
Mm.
So they still got my money, and I just walked away somewhere else.
For me, it was different. It was good, honestly. And I cannot complain. Although Mustafa is really, at a certain point, he was very tough with me. And I started to feel like, why he hates me? But and now I feel that it was very much
Pushed you,
necessary.
drove you.
Exactly.
Are you in the group? Are
Especially,
you in the WhatsApp
I
group?
am, yes.
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 I didn't even know you're in the same WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yes. So, and really, I felt like it was necessarily
It wasn't that long ago. It was only about 5 years ago he started it, right?
2018. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
5 years
I was
ago.
the first batch.
I would have been one of the first with you.
Yes. And
Did you meet Christian, the pizza guy,
yeah.
Italian pizza guy? Do
Yeah.
you know Christian well?
Not really well. I
Yeah.
just know through Mustafa and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
community. Yes.
Small world.
Yes, it is. It is a small world. And yeah, so I was saying that I did that. And again, literally, the book kept me going. And the thing is, I got it published February 2020.
Just before COVID.
Yes, exactly. What a timing. And then I got lots of book, lots of gigs, lots of talks because I wanted to promote my book.
Did the publishing company promote you, or you did it of yourself?
I mean,
Did you hire a PR company?
not really. The promotion from their side was there, but still, back then it was very early for us. That the number of authors wasn't a lot.
Okay.
You know, the exposure wasn't more. And although we have like a publishing like pictures and all these things, it was effective. But I can say that like me and my network was totally different than the rest. That's why, you know, I built it better, and I will get to that. So what was where we were
Publishing.
publishing, and I got lots of gigs, lots of talks, lots of this, and then all of them canceled. I started to really panicking because left the corporate world, the 9 to 5 world, like few months prior to that. I started my own coaching business. It was going well. But then COVID suddenly came and I was like, goodness, now I published my book, is not getting anywhere. And now this happened. I don't know how to do the coaching because it was one-to-one,
Were
face-to-face.
you worried about money at any time?
Of course, because although I had, but it was uncertain time, you never know what is going to happen. Although I think as someone who grew up in Iran, you very much learn how to cope with the uncertainty. You're living in uncertainty as a daily basis. You know what I mean? And I think that was something that I learned. Very good skills.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then I decided, you know what? I need to go online. I cannot live like that. And I was watching YouTube like 24/7 to just learn how to do website, this. I literally educate myself because at that moment I had money, but I was not sure how long this situation is going to be and how long my money lasts. So I was thinking any ways that I can literally save money and do everything on my own till I get it. And yeah, and I posted a picture of me with the book on LinkedIn. And I hit the #1 bestseller next day on Amazon. And everyone was asking me in the same group, what did you do and all those things? And you know what? I got back to around 12,000 followers on LinkedIn, connections on LinkedIn. I started to calculate all these years that I was doing recruitment. I was talking to 40 candidates per day, meeting 10 per week, 5 clients per week. I started to, and you know what? When I was talking on the phone with them, I wanted to make sure they remember who Pegah is. So I really done the lasting impression with them to make sure that they remember me. So I started to calculate that the year is minus the like weekends and all. Around 8,000 people I spoke to. 8,000 people touched by my voice, even if it's not like face to face. And I help them. I really go out of my way. Either help them with their CV, how to prepare them for the interview, and all these things. So
change their lives.
Exactly. So either they trust me and they think that she shared something good in the book, or they want to support me. 2 things. And because I help them at certain point, So definitely when I put that, they either want to know what's going on or they want to help me and support me. So that's how it works. And then I was like, okay, it's happened once, it's not easy to get that, And then because the COVID started, people started losing their job. And I started to more being online and talking and giving information.
Instagram and on LinkedIn. I know you're quite big on LinkedIn.
Yes, LinkedIn mostly, yes. And I started to giving free information, really, with the good heart, really, with the feeling that I'm here to help. Yeah, absolutely. I'm here to help because I know that the situation is now. And again, it going back to my experience back then, all of it is just really, when I really think everything that I do, it's like all go back to that experience. It's coming from there. And then I started to help people, giving more information. So people started trusting me more. And they read the book. They refer it to other, yeah, exactly, recommended to other people. And then I got 8 times hitting #1 bestseller on Amazon during the 2020.
Wow.
So
have you made money?
I did, yes. But it's like, okay, if you're an author.
Most authors don't make money, do they?
I mean, unless you're like really selling millions, it's not really, because the most of it is really going to the distributor, either online distributor or offline distributor, because they take a really huge cut. And really, if you write a book, you shouldn't really think about making money out of the book, but the things that
doors for you as an author.
Exactly, the other products.
So what's happened to you as an author? What doors have opened to you?
Oh, lots of them.
Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I also started to really do the free workshops for universities for the student, because that's something that I feel that it's a part of giving back, and I help them how to find a job and all these things. So some small workshops, I was doing it online. So I was also getting lots of talks lots of keynotes, opportunities.
Paid keynotes?
Some of them paid, some of them unpaid, but I really didn't mind, you know.
Is your book being distributed worldwide, or is it
It
just?
is worldwide, yes.
And
The
it's on
700,
It's on Amazon.
it's on Amazon. It's in 740 something online channels.
Well, and different languages, or is it just in?
No, only English. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
I may do that in Arabic, but I think anyways, I need to really do update the
second
book.
edition.
Yeah, exactly, second edition. Because when I wrote it, the
Things have
COVID,
changed.
yes, the COVID didn't happen. People didn't know most of the things that they know right now about the online and like using of the LinkedIn and
Yeah.
all these things. But I can say that I'm kind of like pioneer, and I haven't seen lots of people coming from the background of recruitment and taking this path to either write a book and doing like job hunting coaching and all these things, which I see sometimes people are doing like a job hunting coaching and coming from a different background. And I'm like, how can you really? I mean, obviously, if you go to internet and search and learn and all
Google
these
it. It's
things, you
surface
can
knowledge, not deep knowledge. Yeah.
exactly. It's not really hands-on. It's not really behind the scene kind of a thing, you know.
Drink some water.
I'm fine, thank you. I got my tea. So
Okay, so it was going to lead me to another question about coaching, branding. Tell me about your branding. I noticed a few people who have testimonials are also my clients.
oh, really?
Don't ask me their names. I can't remember. I'll
Okay.
show you.
Okay.
There you go. So, how do you help them with their branding? Because a couple of them, one of them is not even looking for a job, right? So branding doesn't have to be to do with recruitment.
No, no,
Because
not
I
at all.
could do with branding.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it came
Is
to
it branding
me,
on LinkedIn or branding?
branding in general, like online, offline, really.
Okay.
And depends on what is the goal, really.
Okay.
As you said, it's not only for someone looking for a job. It can serve someone as an entrepreneur. They want to get clients, they want to get investment. It can help coaches that they want to be known for their expertise and get clients. And someone wants to get more talks, you know, public speaker.
So if I came to you,
Mhm.
what would the process be?
What do you want to achieve?
Help as many people as possible. And along the way, don't keep losing money.
Yeah, but when you say helping them, how do you want to help them? Do you want to be known as someone who can
Well,
help them?
I'm finishing my book. It should be done by the end of this month.
Okay,
12 Principles of a Modern Day Gladiator.
nice.
I train gladiators.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So I want the name gladiator, like you can see on all our products. I
Absolutely.
want the gladiator to be everywhere. I want people stop being soft. I want them to go out there, graft, work, desire,
Yeah,
have abundance in life.
yeah.
And along the way, have abundance in mind. Because at the moment, I'm doing lots of seminars, and the ones that I organized, there's not much money at the end of it.
Mm.
And until now, I haven't had the product to sell.
Oh,
I
yes.
just do keynote,
Yeah.
speak for 13 hours, people get motivated, and off they go.
Yes. So if you want to to be known for your
Gladiator
workshop,
programs, yeah.
gladiator programs. Okay, book is definitely is the first point. Is a good point to start
Well,
having
how
a
long would our
product.
consultation be? Let's look about. I came to you, I heard about you, and I'm genuinely, honestly, I'm interested.
Okay.
Okay, I know, and I want to discuss prices as well.
Yeah.
You can do it online, okay? So how long will it take? So you sit down, you give me a free consultation for an hour or something?
No, normally it's like half an hour because I just want to know what is your goal, what do you want to achieve. So your goal is different than, for example, some C-level executives that they want to get the board paid board jobs, you know what I mean, or another C-level positions. So I need to understand what do you want to achieve. So let me know what is your aim, what is your goal.
Okay.
So you want to have more workshops to sell, right? Is it
Not
something like
particularly. I'm bringing an interactive training program whereby you can ask the video asks you questions, and depending on responses, your video goes different directions.
Oh, nice.
Interactive, so it's not boring.
Okay.
And it's to do with sales, marketing, anything customer facing. And then I'm looking at recruitment, which I was going to discuss with you as well.
Yeah.
But it's very interactive. It's not like watch a video.
I know, boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what I'm working on. Workshops, again, I'm getting old, right? And I
Sure
just
not.
don't have the energy. And end of the day, I can make $2,000-3,000 an hour, but then I'd rather be on the beach. I'd rather be reading a book. I'm being serious.
I
Thank
understand. Yeah.
God I'm in a predicament. I'm not doing anything for money anymore.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't want to lose, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, if I'm teaching abundance, I need to have abundance in
Yeah.
my life.
Absolutely.
So often I think, is it worth it? Should I stop? But then I get one thank you from someone and it makes it all worthwhile.
Exactly.
The thing is, I want to sell people. I want people to go online and buy my mugs and candles and they have a gladiator trigger every day, reminding them to just come on then, go out, go and do something, achieve something, have some growth. I want to teach skills that nobody ever taught me, that lost me £100 million and 2 heart attacks.
Yeah, I
I
understand.
lost marriage and stuff. So
Understand. I think we are
don't want
coming
people to
from the
go,
same motive,
yeah,
like to let people know, share knowledge of
that
something
cost us
that
a lot of time and
absolutely,
money and effort.
and we didn't learn it during the
And
school, or
nobody
no one
taught us at
taught.
the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, no,
exactly.
absolutely.
I say to my mom, I said, Mom, how do people get jobs? I remember at 40, she goes, I don't know, go and ask someone. Thanks, Mom. That's the most education I got from her.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I understand.
But what I got from it was everybody else was better than me and everybody else was doing better and
Yeah.
I wasn't good enough. And
I think you're in a good position, Dariush. I mean it, being the marketing guru and having all this, exposure, which is helping a lot. And people know you also, like having your workshops is also helping a lot, because people will feel that part of,
thank you. Do you know what it is? I actually really bloody care. Yesterday I did a seminar to the Canadian Business Council for free. And in the room, there was one person who was not taking notes, right? And he was looking outside the window. So when the whole thing finished, it was Q&A. I said, I have a question to ask.
Okay.
Right? Me. I said, yeah. I said, why do you not take notes? Why do you turn up for a 3-hour training session? Because I only came for exposure.
Wow.
I'm not taking it personal. I was like, it was breaking my heart that this guy's going to lose in life because of his ego, for his attitude. I forgot about the other people in the room that who were taking notes, were enthusiastic,
Absolutely.
And I was like, why should I care? Why should I care about that person who doesn't want to help himself?
Yeah.
Can't even bother picking up a pen.
Yeah, but
taking
but
notes.
it's really about the
Maybe that could be
intention.
my downfall because I do care, right?
Yeah, but it's really about the intention. When I was writing my book, I really didn't care if I'm going to be bestseller. Honestly, I didn't even expect that, and I was like always like fearing when I was writing. English is not my first language and I don't know how to do it. But my intention was like helping people who are really suffering, looking for a job. And my intention was that even if I help one person,
It's worth it.
it's worth it. And I'm seeing that it's helping more than that, because with little bit of investment they can actually get that, and that's huge, and help them. And
Can
I
you download this book?
yes, it is
Have you any audio?
audio note, but the soft copy is there.
And it's sold on Amazon only. Is it on bookshelves?
No, it's not offline. It's not offline. I just did it online. Just save the planet. Save trees. But anyways, I'm just saying that it's really going back to you. It's really important that you actually yes, there are people that they take things for granted, and you're definitely not there for them. And it's up to them, but you're just offering that, sharing this, and within those ones that they took actually notes, there will be one person that actually is going to get what you're saying, and I think that's enough. It's serving your purpose, and although you have like many other streams of like wealth is coming to you, but for me it's like I need to have this balance. That's why I do free workshops for students, because yeah, I can charge university or I can charge even student, but I feel like this is part that is balancing me for the abundance of energy that I'm looking for.
Do you have clients coming to you all the time saying they want to pay you to help them?
Yeah, actually, it's if you check my LinkedIn posts or any of social media, I never advertise what I do. I never say come and work with me. I do help you to do, I don't know, your personal brand or whatever. But either is word of mouth. They come to me normally because again, I built that reputation, or they read things and that I shared. and they resonate with it. Like one of my clients recently, which I never consider myself as like saying someone that I can actually teach someone the communication skills, but I post something about the confidence, and I was sharing something that I was um I was very shy in my childhood. I was so shy that up to age of 15, I didn't have a single friend. Like this much shy, isolated, very
Like
nerd.
being 57 and having no friends. That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, so a very kind of introvert, super introvert. I literally, when I was a child, I was thinking that I have like a kind of invisible clock and no one can see me because I really didn't want to be seen. You know what I mean? So, but from that to what you're seeing right now, sitting here, although I'm still introvert, by the way.
I guess you're constantly battling, right? There's something.
It's not really battling. I need to recharge, that's for sure. I need to have some sort of on my own place and doing a recharge after the day. It's not that I'm actually acting extrovert. It's just a skill that I learned, which is not going to be against my likelihood of being an introvert, but still, it's helping me a lot in my world. But I was sharing that if you're shy, it doesn't mean that you should be shy for the rest of your life. There are techniques that you can, use. There are things that you can start to learn and practice. But more than all of these, by the way, it's a fundamental thing. You need to go back to your subconscious and find out what is stopping you to put yourself out there. Like the imposter syndrome is just going back to your subconscious, just saying you're not enough or whatever. But it all go back to your childhood when you had some incident that subconscious mind thought that take that as a statement, and your life is literally going around that statement. So when I shared that, I had few clients. I have a couple of clients. They come to me and they said that, Pegah, we want to learn the effective communication, and we want to know how to be more expressive of our things. We read your posts and we feel like, wow, from someone who didn't know how to speak English. I'm not a native speaking English. So, and to be expressive this much, and that makes us like feel like, oh my god, like we resonate with the same thing, and we feel that you can help us. And I was really honest with them. I said, you know what, I'm not a communication coach, but if you see this in me and you feel that I can help you, I definitely would like to help you. And because I've done it for me.
Do you find it easy to charge?
Yeah.
You don't have any issues charging, money issues? They ask for help. Should I charge them less? Should I do this? How do you feel about that?
I think in general my prices are not really like unreasonable, but at the same time, also I think if someone knows that this is worth, and it is always about investment and return of investment. You're investing on yourself. If you're doing for your branding, for your communication skills, for whatever you do for yourself, believe me, people are investing on many things that the return is coming back to them, but is not really something sustainable.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because it's not them.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's just that some business people, especially when they're selling their expertise and experience, have difficulty charging. The internal imposter syndrome, like, oh, I can't charge that much. And they undercharge, undersell themselves.
Yes.
If somebody starts negotiating with you, what do you do? Do you just walk away?
Oh, no. I mean, I will start to ask questions, because then I need to understand their motive and I need to understand how serious they are. When you're asking questions, you make them think, really. And instead of you imposing yourself, you really started to getting into the point or leading them to understand that why they are doing it. Sometimes they don't know why they're doing it. And when they started to realize that why they're doing it and what is the purpose behind it, what they can get out of it, and how their life is going to be after that,
you can justify paying whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think this is
so if I came to you for my branding, how many sessions do I need? How much would you charge me?
It really, I know that you really want to do it here,
yes,
but it is, I need really like it half an hour talking to you, understanding
average,
you.
How long would it take? Would you hold my hand? How many sessions?
I mean, I can share with you the one that I have like a classic for job seekers,
Okay.
for C-levels, but definitely for someone like you, it's
What's
totally
C-level? For those who I know what
Yeah.
a C level. What does C stand for?
Actually, I had someone ask me yesterday, honestly. It's chief executive officers, chief marketing
Senior, yeah,
officer,
like senior.
all chief
Okay.
job title.
Okay.
It's called C-level because it started with C,
C.
you know? Yeah, exactly. So chief marketing officers, chief finance officer, CFO, COO, CEO, all of these.
Sure.
It's started with C. Yes, that's C-levels. At the end of it, I also like expand their network with my network. So I help them to also find a job.
see.
So, but that's only for job seekers. For yourself, is a bit different, you know. But I kept it like in that, which I think is very much reasonable. It's not something like out of their budget. If they're actually at the C levels, they definitely can afford it.
Sure.
And I had someone that their salary was this much, monthly salary.
You couldn't charge them that much.
I told them that I don't want to do that because it's not working and all these things. Sorry, I mean, just
And
go.
he said, no, I'm going to pay you.
Exactly. I didn't.
They valued it.
Absolutely.
Now you're self-employed. Now you've been for a while. How easy or difficult it is to get disciplined? Because it's easy to stay in bed, chill out, relax, go to the beach. Tell me, what goes on? Do you have a coach? Do you have a business coach?
I have 3 coaches myself.
Oh, really? Why not me, you cheeky monkey?
Definitely. Why not?
You can stop the video now. I'm just joking. Tell me about your coaches.
Yeah.
You don't have to mention their names.
Yeah.
You know.
I have one life coach,
Okay.
and I have one business coach, and I have one spiritual coach.
Okay. And how often do you meet these coaches? Or
Honestly, during those difficult time that I was going through before publishing my book, and to like 6 months after publishing my book, and like getting the business together, before publishing my book till I publish it, I think I was doing it 3 times a week, meeting my coach.
And face to face or
Face to
Zoom?
face. Back then it was face to face.
What made them qualify to be your coach? What made them? Are you aware that people approach me all the time, but I just don't think anybody really I respect enough to become my coach.
Honestly, all of them, they've been referred to me. For referrals, is definitely word of mouth is important, and I see the changes in some people, and I was like, okay, you know what? I see that they change because my life coach, I can't even mention her name because she deserves this.
Sure.
My life coach, his name is
Now
Sultan.
the other two are thinking we don't deserve. Now you screwed. Got them all 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the other 2 they're really
Not worthy of their name.
no. Oh, goodness, now I need to name everyone.
You do.
Okay. No, I mean, I really feel that
What's her name?
Sultan and Naeem.
Okay.
Yes.
Sultan and Naeem.
Yes, and she is actually doing also like some really quantum life coaching, which is fundamentally in the mindset. And the good thing I really like about her, she never tell me what to do. And
Yes.
no, she actually
shares, educates.
She actually asks questions. And that's why I said, even when I do with my clients, because when you ask questions, you're not telling people anything. You let them reach to that aha moment.
But I hate that. I hate that. You know what? I've hired you not to keep talking. I want to listen. You know what I say? So what do you think of that? Yeah, well, I think, well, what do you think of that when you think that? I'm like, oh, stop asking me questions. It's like something, so you go home and somebody says, how was your day? I think, I don't want to go through my day with you again.
Yeah, but I think unless that she asked me lots of questions.
Joking. It's good questions.
Yeah, it leads me to some
She's
sort
been
of
your coach for a while, right?
Yes.
How many questions is she going to ask you?
I mean, it depends on what.
I'm a coach and I get bored after about a month.
No, back then I had lots of things that I need to really sort out. And as I said, I was in the middle of lots of things. And I think that was the best investment I did for me.
Do you set goals and then monitor with the coaches?
Honestly, back in home, I was reading a lot. I read lots of like books, self-help books, like everything. I was reading like encyclopedia because I wanted to understand what's going on around the world. Coming from that kind of isolated country, I felt like I don't know anything. But those books actually literally helped me with whatever I am right now. And I really owe my success, if I want to call myself successful, to them, because like setting goals, like following that, and like art of communication, the 7 habits of like all of these, and they just make me fundamentally strong and understanding. Yes, I used to put goals even when I was during my high schools, and I still have a like a notebook from them, that I still put goals and I tick them, and I had like a long time goals, like. And honestly, the house that I was living in Jumeirah Gulf Estates, um it was reflecting of something that I put in my mood board long
Manifesting.
time ago. Yes.
Yeah, all my staff have mood boards,
Yeah.
vision boards.
Vision
all
board.
my staff have.
Yes, yes,
So I think you somehow the universe draws you towards it. It's
absolutely.
incredible.
I totally believe in that. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a picture of my kids flying first class.
Oh wow.
Never thought I could afford 4 people flying first class. Now it's happening
I know.
earlier than I thought.
I know. I was actually in a workshop with Stephen R. Covey, which is son of the Stephen Covey, and I stand next to him. We talk, and we exchange books, and I was holding his book. He was holding my book.
Mhm.
Never in my life I saw something like that, and that I will have my own book in the hand of a leader and holding his book, and we're gonna take a
Where
picture
was this in the
together.
world? Here? Did it come
Yeah,
here?
it was here. Yeah.
How are you doing with traveling and stuff? Because you still have an Iranian passport. Or
Yes.
it's tough, right? Traveling places.
It is tough, but I think I've been here for 15 years. I already established things, and the more important thing is just like they find out that you're clean, reliable, you got like necessary information, and that's it. It's not something.
That is detrimental to you.
Still,
Stops you.
still, I cannot just make a decision and just tomorrow I go somewhere else. I need to apply for a visa, but it never. It used to be an obstacle in my mind before, but again, at certain point, I just dropped it, and since I dropped it, it's fine,
Amazing.
no problem.
And
And
are there times where you're really low? Because every time I met you, you're very positive, wonderful, happy,
I
amazing.
do,
Everything. You
I
have
do,
looked.
of course, yes.
How often do those times come? How do you cope with it? What do you do? Do you go to bed and just close the curtains and sleep?
Okay, there are things about me which people don't believe, that they think I'm like really outgoing, party and this and that, because they see me like all hyped up. But when I'm feeling low, I start to read poetries. I know at this age is a bit like what?
No, it's actually later on you start reading poetry, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
mean, when I said this age, I'm talking about the era in
oh, I
general.
see. I
It's
see.
not really, instead of me just scrolling Instagram and just saying things just for the sake of it to get busy, I start to read really literatures,
You read, listen,
poetries.
read.
Sorry?
You don't listen to them, or you read
Read.
physically. Still like reading.
Yeah, I like still reading. But at the same time, if I want to understand the book, I read it first and then I listen to it. Like I do it in every way to make sure that it's like
How do you find your poetry? Is it like Iranian poets and stuff?
all. Yeah, I like the Rumi, I like Hafiz, I like Khayyam. But at the same time, I do like Khalid Gibran, I do Nizar Qabbani, I do Pablo Neruda, all of these, I just like.
Do you think that these poets were all high when they wrote them? They had to be on something, right?
You know what? I think our heart, it has some sort of ability. At certain point when it triggers, either from the happiness or from the sorrow, and most of the time from the sorrow, that triggers is just like makes you think, I need something, I need to express. And in that moment, you start to realize that art is not something that is a necessity in life. It's part of life. And because most of the artists there have like some sort of triggers, as I said, either positive or negative or whatever you want to call it, but they triggers them. And we see art as something, as a part of life. It's not necessity, but I think it is very much necessity in life. Yeah.
So how long do these times last when you go inward, you read poetry?
Yeah.
A day?
No, I mean, yeah, maybe few hours.
Okay.
And then I do everyday walk by the beach. I like that, barefoot. And
Which beach do you want?
I do different one, La Mer. I do Kite Beach. I do JBR. Sometimes I go to Palm. And depends on what is my mood. I really
You
shape my
Are you in a relationship now?
very starting point.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you think is like, because you're so um, focused, determined, you're a powerhouse as a woman. What do you think what kind of man will get attracted to you?
Mhm.
And how do you think men should cope with women of power now?
Mm.
Because I know a lot of men are lost.
Okay, I cannot say this about men because it's
Just
not.
your opinion.
Yeah. I can say that what sort of man can handle me.
Mhm.
I really feel that the man that has some sort of same ambitions as me, and we can share goals. Really, we can really work together. Maybe in different field, but at least sharing. And someone who's very much caring. Care is the most important thing for me, really. And they shouldn't be really scared of my power, because I see sometimes I become like intimidating for many
Yes,
men.
absolutely.
They're like, how can I handle her? And I see it in their eyes.
Could be wearing the pants in this relationship, right?
So, and they are like, but at the end of the day, I'm not an alpha woman. I'm very much a woman who's into business. At the end of the day, I want a man to be alpha. I want a man that I can rely on. I want a man that I can feel that, he's the one that I'm going to rely on, support me if I get into things, different difficult parts. Like one of the examples that I can say, when I wanted to invest in my book, it is quite good number of investment. It's like it's not cheap, the investment that we did. We did the same. I remember back then I was still married. I went to my partner and I said, I want to do this investment, and would
And
you
he said,
help?
well, you don't waste your money, don't do it.
He said, honey, let's go and buy you a Birkin. For me, that was such a put off. I was like, I don't want a Birkin. I mean, maybe for some other ladies out there, it's much better, but not for me. I felt like this is much better investment than Birkin, and makes me much more happier, which is right now you can see the results. It's 3 years later. I'm still talking about it. I'm still proud of me. I get places that I never even thought that I'm going to get.
But also, it's a reflection of what he thought of you as well, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was
Maybe some insecurity as well. I'm not saying him, just generally speaking.
yes, it is
So if
definitely.
I make this, you become more stronger at this and that, it'll make me feel more insecure. She might leave me, she might be distracted, she might not be focused on the relationship.
Yeah, it might be actually. I mean, he wasn't like that at the beginning, but I feel that towards the end, it was getting really to that.
Is
So,
business still booming?
um,
That's the thing though, you can never afford to get carried away.
yes,
You always have to have your feet firmly on the ground because you can miss things.
yes.
So, 1 hour we've been talking.
Oh, wow.
What I want to discuss with you is the new opportunity, because you're an investor also.
Yes.
And we were discussing about the most amazing opportunity that you're coming across.
Mhm.
Would you care to share it with us?
Absolutely.
Because everybody's talking about AI,
Yeah.
right? With ChatGPT,
Yeah.
Tesla, and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
your expertise is recruitment, headhunting.
Yes.
So, where do you see the future with AI,
Mhm.
and some of your investments? How are they helping the recruitment process?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I recently invested in an AI recruitment platform. And the reason for that was like really me. When I was in recruitment, in the heart of recruitment, I see that both sides are suffering. Like employers, they cannot find right talent. Talent, they cannot find a better job opportunity with employers. So it was not one side. Normally, people are like acting victim as a candidate, as a talent,
Yes,
but it's really the other side is suffering as the same, because there is
It's
something
paying both.
missing. Absolutely, because there's something missing here in between, and one of it is like um it's not having a right tool to find candidates. So we had like a ATS, automatic tracking systems or softwares, that they go for the keywords, and but the crawlers, how the
Yes,
Google
they
booked the
describe
crawler.
themselves in a CD or something like that.
They check the CV, the crawlers.
Yeah, exactly. They pick up the words
Yeah,
and then they match it, right? Yeah.
absolutely. Most of the time is not really effective because different format, different things, it will change the outcome of the ATS. So now this company using AI, and AI is totally different than the way that the crawlers do, and that's why Google has crawlers and find things. But then ChatGPT came and really passed crawlers.
Correct.
Because that's a whole different new world, finding the information and getting it in a different way. So the AI is literally, it's a machine that you're feeding them with the information, and it started to think on its own, which is
Does it like start working out the person's personality through
the
the CV or?
personality. It can do this. This platform doesn't do that. So what this platform is exactly doing, it's helping lots of mundane job and boring jobs that recruiters, internal recruiters or external recruiters, they were going through. They don't need to go through that. First of all, I remember we were waiting for the job description. So you just put the job title. The AI itself is creating the job description. Depends on the job title. Literally exactly like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, you may say ChatGPT can do that too.
Yeah.
Obviously, it can, but this one is specifically trained for certain jobs. It's not like something very much general or something. And then finding the right candidate, especially because it's technology related, and it's creating assessment, depends on the job
Wow.
on its own.
Wow.
Yes. So you can literally
Hire someone and monitor them.
it's literally saving everyone's time. First of all, I remember back then we were waiting for the line manager to write the job description. Then HR share it with us. Second thing, finding the candidates itself. It's a job of a few
And this
people.
machine can find them.
Can find them, okay? And the third part, I remember we were sending them to assessment center to do the assessment to make sure that they know, for example, how to do coding. But now this platform, I do it in a half a day, all of this.
Any particular industry it does it?
Only at the moment we started with technology because it's easier to define,
Okay,
like
this is a closed platform for each company. So if I sign up, I can only sign it for my company, or is it open to everyone? ChatGPT is open. I'll tell you what I'm discussing. I was speaking to somebody who's got a closed platform AI for Panasonic, for instance, okay? Because different parts of the Panasonic company are experiencing different data issues or software issues, but at the moment they're not sharing it. But AI can share it. Panasonic benefits, but it's within the closed group of Panasonic because they don't want Samsung benefiting from Panasonic's experience.
Of course.
Am I making sense?
Yes, definitely.
When you sign up a recruitment company,
okay,
is that information solely for that recruitment company, or is this an open platform that anybody can benefit from Michael Williams's experience? Am I making sense?
Yes. The platform is full of talents.
Yes.
All in technology. Okay.
And
So,
sorry, again,
Sorry.
because I'm really interested.
yeah, sure.
The talent doesn't necessarily have to apply on your platform. They could be on LinkedIn. It could be by you. It could be anywhere, right?
Yes.
And your platform finds them anywhere in the world.
Okay. The thing is, they should be in our platform to be able to apply for those jobs.
Okay.
However, the AI will find them if they are not in our platform. If there are we are increasing our platform. It's like on a daily basis, it's literally doubling up every day. With the amount of candidate that we are adding. But at the same time, because the AI will do it, at the same time, if we have a job that we don't have enough candidate for that, a specific one, then AI is going to, for example, other places and approach them. So we have, we have this job. Would you like to apply? And then
Could this be on LinkedIn? You could go on through LinkedIn.
Yeah, it could. Yes. Yeah. So
Scary.
yes, but the good part is all of it's happened, and we already have the candidates, the talents that it's matched with the job description, and it's already passed through the assessment. Which actually, when the assessment is happening, which is like writing a code or some technical questions, the part that the screen will be locked. So they cannot copy and paste from elsewhere, and they need to really do that. So yeah, that's
How much do you
important.
charge for these services?
I mean,
How is the company profitable?
we have like a three different model of business model to it's a subscription based model. So we have for one job posting 399 euros per month, and then we have 699 euros per month for three jobs, and then we have 1099 per month for five jobs.
Okay.
Which makes sense. Imagine that if a company wants to pay a recruitment company between 15 to 20% of the annual gross salary,
Yeah, huge.
and the recruitment agencies, they don't do actually the part which is like the assessment and all of these things. It's not happening by then. They just find the right candidate and send it. The assessment needs to be again done with the company. So we are not only we are saving like really costs big time. We are saving time. So cost, time, and energy and resources. So for example, most of the founders of startup companies, tech startup companies, that they are scalable and all, they are a very small team. They are like 2, 3 people at the beginning. And for them to do everything about the business and finding the right people, it is. And the whole normally the candidate that they're looking for, the talent that they're looking for, is something within the IT, within the technology. So for them, it's just makes so much sense to do so, because why they should go, I don't know, like pay someone, or why how they can hire someone to actually understand all of these technicality, and having because one person cannot find all of these. I've been in the recruitment company.
Did they approach you for investment? You found here, just coincidence you heard about?
Actually, I was helping lots of founders for their branding, and I become part of this ecosystem of tech startups. And then I approached by World Business Angel Investor Forum to join them as a partner, and I joined them, and there was a
You were going to be an advisor or an investor?
both. I can. I mean, between the WBAF, I can be all, I can be both. But they see like if the person is fit within the community.
Yes.
So, and then there was a congress happening in October in Antalya, and I was a jury for a startup's pitch, and they were like
They were pitching.
Yes, they were pitching.
Yeah,
I was like,
that once. I liked the pitch so much I invested.
yes, exactly. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I want. And this is matched with what I was like looking for. It's forward thinking, it's AI, and it has like so many
Do they have turnover? Do they have clients to pay them right now?
At the moment, the numbers are there. It's not huge, but because we just recently finished with the product.
Yeah. But there is.
Yeah, definitely.
some turnover.
And hence I joined as well. Except I didn't only invest my money, I also invest my time.
Of course.
I'm there to also started to approaching clients, getting in touch with them, and just let them know that we are
Their
doing
growth is
this.
your growth, right?
Absolutely, yes. It's a win-win scenario.
And
Why not?
I know you've been working with since December, right? So around 6 months.
No, I'm not since December. Since February.
February. Oh, not that long.
No,
So
not that
how do you find that relationship working with them?
Okay, there are some challenges, which is more about their being in Austria because it's an Austrian company, and me being here. But at the same time, because the technology has really
Well,
improved.
personality-wise, there's no clashes.
Oh,
You see eye to eye.
no, the team are really good.
Wow.
Like we have head of startup in the Chamber of Commerce of Austria with us. We have lots of people with a good, solid IT
How
background.
many people work in Austria?
In Austria, we got around, I think, around 10 people.
All developers. They're all developers.
No, we have like some marketing executive doing some sort of our social
Have you
media.
been?
What do
Have
you
you seen the office? Have you been to the office yet?
I haven't, no. But I'm because because I'm an investor, I need to do all my paperwork to show that I'm investors and all these things. So I'm doing these things. I can literally travel as like a tourist there,
Yes.
but I want to go as a proper investor there in the company and doing my legality and all these things, So yeah.
So we're going to have another conversation, aren't we, about this investment?
Absolutely, definitely.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Same here. Same
An
here.
absolute
Really,
pleasure. And
I
I know you're
enjoyed it.
busy. Thank you so much. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, sure.
You know, when I see people, it flows. I always say, let's in 6 months meet again. Let's talk about what happened in the last 6 months and the growth and stuff like this.
And believe me, things will change in 6 months
Mm.
so fast, especially in my life, at least.
Hopefully my eye will be okay and I'll have a tan because I'm going away for 3 months sunbathing. So
Yes,
yeah, look
absolutely.
forward to it.
Well-deserved
Thank you.
vacation,
Thank
which
you. You know, although you're an introvert, you're always out there. You're always meeting people. You're always networking. What's one advice you would give recruiters, and what's one advice you give people looking for jobs to have the best employees and the best opportunities?
okay. When you talk about recruiters, you're talking about headhunters or recruiters?
Company
Company,
looking to recruit the right
okay.
people.
For companies, I really suggest that be open for the new way of recruiting, like this AI thing. It may sound for some people scary because they think it's the Terminator era. It's an Armageddon. I don't know, whatever, But and it might resist them. But yeah, looking for new ways. And one more thing is like really they need to understand that at some point they will be job seeker. Even if they have their own job, but they may look for other jobs, circumstances change. So they always need to put themselves in the shoes of the job seeker, of the talents over there. It's very easy to carry away with it, knowing that you are the decision maker and the dynamic.
The ego.
Yes, it's very easy to have the ego and doing this, but you need to always understand that the table will turn sometimes.
I walk away from companies that I consult if they don't care about the people.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's just not my value. I just say, if you don't care, you just want to use them as a commodity, you're not the type of client I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. People are the asset of the company. Really. They are, but some companies, they refuse to understand this. And that's how it got really bad sometimes, But even the very small, like even the very entry level person in that company, they really need to see the talent or the candidates or they're coming or they're applying, they need to really see them as themselves. Unless that happened, I think go to the top is things not going to change,
I think everything comes from top down. Everything, the culture, the feelings, the emotions, the energy of the company comes from top down.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying even that person should be aware and should be treated in the same way to reflect the same thing.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, if the person who actually joined didn't get the right treatment, they are not going to do the same.
They're not going to resonate.
It duplicates.
So from the candidate's point of view?
Candidate's point of view, they need to treat job hunting as a job.
Take it seriously.
Take it seriously. Put the time for it. You cannot really do it. It's not a just
cut and paste your CV and send it out.
Yes, they need to take it seriously. They need to be patient. They need to also reach to people that they're expert in that.
Does your book tell people angles?
Yes. Tips and tricks.
Okay,
yes.
Let's do that now. This is time to promote. The name of your book again, please?
It's called The Formula.
The Formula.
Yes.
And
the ultimate guide of modern job finding.
So the Formula, the ultimate guide of modern job finding
yes.
on Amazon.
On Amazon. If they search just Pegah Gol, just my name, and they will find the book. But anyways, because I have the panel on Google as recognized as author. Yeah. So and except that they can put The Formula by Pegah Gol, so they will find it.
Thank you. And if people want to know more about your AI company in Austria,
yes,
what's the name?
It's called Redev.jobs.
REDEV.
REDEV.jobs. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Great. I'm looking forward to working with you closer with this company.
Definitely. It would be our pleasure, certainly.
Pegah, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Gladiators, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I'll see you the next time. I salute you.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye for now.